Hello, fellow freelancers. Today, I would like to talk to you about Aida, not the opera, the acronym. Aida, the acronym, is something that I think is very useful for translators, for freelancers, for many other people. But for this purpose, I'm going to talk about Aida from the perspective of freelance translator. Now, Aida stands for attention or awareness, interest, desire, action, AIDA. You might be familiar with this if you study marketing, or possibly if you've seen Glengarry Glen Ross. Right before ABC, they mention AIDA briefly. Anyway, why I think this is useful is because in terms of taking our business seriously, we really should start using real business tools in order to increase our business. All too often I see freelance translators who are working from home and kind of work at it haphazardly. And I think, if you're going to do something, you might as well do it well and do it right. So if you have companies like Boston Consulting and McKinsey and whatnot that are using these tools, then why shouldn't we use them as well? So I'm going to go over this briefly, what AIDA stands for. It's just a tool, a starting strategy for getting customers and for making it in this freelancing business. So let's start right away with A, attention or awareness. This means attracting the attention of your potential customer or client. So what does that mean exactly? This means just before you start with anything else, you need to grab their attention. They need a translator somewhere out there. You are a translator. How do they find you? They don't have a direct connection to you, and so what are they gonna do? They're gonna go to Google and they're gonna say, X to Y translation, X to Y translator. You need to be able to get their attention. So this means that you need to find ways to get in their face or in front of them, in front of these potential clients. So how do you do this? You can, there are many different ways, and this is what you need to figure out for yourself. Is it SEO, in your website, or do you want to go door to door? Do you want to hand out pamphlets and business cards and go to these networking events? Either way, how do you get in front of their eyes? And how can you, get noticed by them? That's the first step. You need to get noticed. After which you have I. I is this interest. You need to raise the customer's interest by focusing on and demonstrating advantages and benefits. So this is, I say benefits and not features, because when you're talking to the client, you want to focus on how, you can benefit them. And so you don't want to say, oh, we do this type of specialization or that or this. You want to give a message to them and how you can make their life easier, or how you can earn them more money, or you can save them time, et cetera, et cetera. So this, again, you need to figure out what you want to do. Do you want to target someone who, basically would like to have an easier life? Or do you want to say, I can make your clients happy, make your boss satisfied, I can give you more time to focus on the rest of your job, I can handle all this translation, localization, stuff that you're dealing with, and so you don't need to worry about it. So this, do whatever, or you can just make a jingle, or do a commercial or something like that, but something that retains their interest. Once they know you exist, you need to retain their interest. How do you do that? How do you make them interested in you? And so they not only are they aware of you, but they're noticing you. And then you can go on to D. D is the third point, which stands for desire. And this is where you want to convince the customers or clients that they have the desire for your service, for your translation service, and that you can satisfy their needs. So, again, how do you do this? Again, this will have to be catered to whoever your customers are and whoever you're targeting. But you can try to be more likable, try to be more outgoing. And so, they have the desire to be with you and work with you and talk with you. But what I try to do is I try to make myself the obvious choice for their job. I try to know as much as I can about what they're doing, and then try to make it a no-brainer, so they think, well, of course I'm going to want to use this person. Make it very hard for them not to want to use me, right? And so just see what different factors they're playing with. Maybe, they do have regular business with some big client that they're kind of scared of or is big and needs these things done regularly. And so you say, look, this is exactly what I can work on. I can get this, this, and this done regularly, on time, exactly the format that you wish, and that's what I do. So if you want it done, I'm the obvious choice. Something along those lines. Anyway, you just need to find your way to get their desire, so that they have a desire to work with you. Which then brings to the final A, which is action. Action is this is what leads the customers, the clients, towards taking action and or purchasing your service. So you want to get that final step from their desire to work with you to them actually hiring you, right? And so in order to do this, I think the best way is to just make it very easy and simple for them to hire you. So, and obviously this depends, it can vary extremely depending on what platform you're using to communicate with the customer. But basically, you want to make them comfortable hiring you. And so here, for me at least, I emphasize trust a lot. And so they just feel comfortable going back and forth and talking. And, I can show that I am trustworthy, that my translators are trustworthy, that, we've worked with other people through referrals. I also try to make it easy in that they can, hire me quite easily. They can pay me in any which way they want, through PayPal, bank transfer, etc. And, I won't create extra steps. If they want to hire me, I handle as much of it as I can myself, just so, it makes it easier for them. Every extra step you have for them to have to hire you, like if you want NDAs or, extra contracts or this and that and the other, you're going to lose people along the way when you do that. So I try to have as little of that as possible. And so anyway, I think this is useful in terms of, instead of just going at it randomly and haphazardly, why not have a model and actually follow it in order to get your new customers, right? And why not take your business as seriously as other businesses take their own business? From the consulting groups to the, every other Fortune 500 company you hear about. And so anyway, that's all I have for today. Aida. And I hope you guys can find it useful once again. And if you have any questions, comments, constructive criticisms, please feel free to, write a comment and subscribe and like, etc., etc., etc. Thanks. Bye.